Global democracy. Millennium News 24/7. Round the world, also United States of America. This is Tofadar Noor. We have a guest, our good friends, our network, George Ortega from our northern New York, like Westchester County, White Plain, New York. He's going to join with us, estimated. George, welcome to Global Democracy, Millennium News 24/7. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Noor. I'm a political analyst. I've spent decades attempting to improve our capitalist economy, help people become happier, healthier, address climate change, essentially address the important issues of our life.
Very good. Viewers, so many things going on, so-called democracy in the world. Russia, United States, NATO, Ukraine. Also our inside right-wing leaders. It's so bad. Our United States of America, we have some far-right people. They are supporting our ex-president Donald Trump. Also they supporting and advising President Putin. This is the human shield going on, one of the democratic country in this planet. George, do you have any idea why our far-right groups and ex-president, he is contacting with Kremlin and advising him to do something, destroy the Ukraine and destroy the world?
Yeah, well, Trump doesn't really care about the world. So basically, he and the Republican Party is working along with him, convinced Putin to attack the Ukraine now as a way of distracting us from prosecuting him. It's not going to work. The Republican Party, that they're so desperate that they resorted to January 6th. They resorted to conspiring with Putin against Ukraine. That just shows how lost their cause is. It's just a matter of time now.
He's not part of the limelight anymore. He is X. What he thinking about the world right now? Why he is advising some other national leaders? He is not a leader anymore. He is already X. We respect that. But what's going on in his mind? George?
Well, it's hard to say what he's thinking, but eventually he's going to be incarcerated. He's going to be in prison. And because he has so many national security secrets, because we cannot trust him, all of his communications are going to have to be monitored. So, at that time, not that anyone will care, but we'll pretty much know anything that he says to anyone, and that the communications that he does, that he is permitted, will be very constrained.
George, I don't know what is our current administration doing. They doing any job globally and also inside of America? Democrat Party lost trust from general public. Last 4-5 months, 3 months probably on Ukraine fight going on. Democrat Party totally out of the task from general public. They thinking they are something, they are doing something. What they are doing? What kind of job they do? They destroy the one of the country in the civilized country, Ukraine. America and Russia both playing games and destroy their property. Do you have any idea what is Democrat going to do on future?
Well, in terms of the Ukraine, I don't know. We have to see in terms of how the sanctions play out. But in terms of Trump, yes, it's an open question right now. Where the Democrats very probably are waiting until, let's say, June, July to indict Trump. So a 1-2 month trial. By September, he's in prison. By October, the Republican Party is just basically running for their political lives. So that's what I hope and expect the Democrats plan. We will not know until June, July, whether that is their plan or not.
You know, Brother George, our American politics, inside and outside, totally different, totally too wild. Inside, we show the world we have everything five square. Our people, they have a job. Our people, they have a health care and they have a money and they can do whatever they want. But outside of the world, people knows these things. But you can see right now, middle class and lower class, they are fighting to survive. All materials, food price to gasoline, way high, like 100% higher than whatever they have last year. And our taxpayer money goes some other nation billions of dollars. We do not invest our country. So Democrat gonna thinking they're gonna come midterm election with this kind of work they are doing. George?
Well, the expectation is that Democrats will win by a landslide in November, and then next January, they will be under a lot of pressure to essentially get the money out of politics. So whatever we're talking about, income inequality, the wars, all this really boils down to the people who are controlling our politicians through their campaign finance contributions. So eventually, in order to address these problems, what the Democrats are going to have to get the money out of politics. Now, there are certain things we can do as citizens while that's waiting to happen. Years ago, I developed a new utilization of capitalism that I call profit donation capitalism. And what this does is it democratizes shopping. In other words, like you go to a supermarket, ordinarily you buy tomato sauce, pasta, whatever you buy, and some rich company gets richer. So with this profit donation capitalism that we really should transition into, because it makes sense for everyone, you'd buy your pasta, your tomato sauce from a company that donates 100% of its profit to ending global poverty, to educating the world's children, to protecting our environment. So I'm not sure that it's wise to rely completely on the Democratic Party to fix the state of the world. This new utilization of capitalism, profit donation capitalism, you can just Google it, see there's information on it. This can just, again, by democratizing how we buy our products, can channel billions of dollars into our most important needs every year.
George, I understood our politics, national, one thing, and outside of world foreign policy is separate things. Right now, Ukraine is disaster zone. American taxpayer, of course they can support, our government can support. But first of all, our inside, our people have to be safe. Our people have to be 5 square everywhere. Then we can help some other country. But Biden administration, as of today, they are supporting Ukraine, arms, ammunition, fighter jet, drone, and bomb, also cash flow money, altogether $7.5 billion. So our Republican friend, Democrat, they told the public, oh, we don't have a fund to do that. We don't have a fund to taking care of the health care. We don't have a fund to taking care middle class or low under poverty line or veteran, But we have a money to pay other people in the world billions of dollars. Do you have any kind of thought?
Well, naturally, we have the money to do both. It's not an either or proposition. But again, it's the rich who contribute to the campaigns of both the Democrats and Republicans don't really want you to think of it in terms of them against all of us. They want it to be, well, it's the Democrats who aren't doing the right thing, it's the Republicans who aren't doing the right thing. Come on, let's be honest. The very rich control both parties. So why isn't enough being done in the United States to the rich, who control the politicians? These politicians, Schumer, Biden, pretty much all of them are right now doing the bidding of the rich. Until we stop that, until we as a people say enough, you're going to listen to us and not the people who finance your campaigns, we're limited in what we can do. But we should recognize that the basic problem isn't Democrats versus Republicans. It's the very rich, especially against everyone else.
You are 100% right. I don't know. Last night our Eastern time, our Defense Secretary and State Department Secretary of State in Kiev meet with Ukrainian President Zelensky. And Zelensky asks more money, more machine gun, more tank, more bomb. So our Defense Secretary and Secretary of State, they committed whatever Ukraine needed, we are with them. America with them. What is going on whole Europe? What is going on whole NATO? What is going on whole world? So why we have to be part of their life and why we have to pay everything? George?
Well, I think the reason we have to at least impose economic sanctions is because if we didn't, then Putin would go on to Hungary and all those countries in the old Soviet Union. Basically, he wouldn't stop the Ukraine. So we have to deter him as much as we can. Now, in terms of selling the arms there, I've said before this begun that Zelensky should not have basically invited the Russians to attack militarily. I mean, that's kind of a situation where they can't expect to win. And the people who are financing them, funding their military arms, they're making a lot of money. They're not worried. They don't care about who dies in that war. They're essentially making money. So we have to understand, though, that the Russian aggression must be resisted, but ideally, economically, and at a last resort, militarily.
Last night, Russian supersonic missile destroy Ukrainian reserve oil tank. You know, the reserve oil supply for the train, air bus, also regular some regular transportation. So their oil already gone. They destroy it. But Russian president, his boys, until whole country demolish, he not gonna be stopped. Whatever America like to do, he gonna see it. Like right now is contest not Ukraine, America and Russia for their ego. Also their so-called money, dollar. They try to destroy our dollar. China and Russia. Okay? They try to make different currency. And this is the play games going on right now. You know, they cannot use the currency dollar. They gonna be destroy US dollar. Do you have any idea?
Um, no, I don't. I'm not sure I buy into that narrative because China is one of our largest trading partners, and when our economy falters, their economy doesn't do all that well. So these threats of that are unfounded. I don't know if you can hear some leaf blower out there. I don't know if you can hear that. Newark, no. Can you hear that noise out there?
You are okay.
I'm all right. All right. So, but yeah, and again, like we have to focus on why the Chinese policy the way it is, why American policy is the way it is, and it's no surprise. We have to just begin to look at things not in terms of countries, but in terms of the people who are running those countries. China is run by billionaires, just as the United States is run by billionaires. We need to have that conversation. It needs to be understood by the world that these rich, very rich people pit countries against each other for their benefit, not for the benefit of the countries, not for the benefit of the world.
George, in a European nation, one of the powerful nation, France, they have a general election last Sunday. And right-wing party, Marine Le Pen, she's lose. Whole of the world, also right-wing group in France, Germany, America, Russia, they are supporting her. But she is lose percentage like 20%, you know. She get the vote like a 40% and Macron get the 60%, okay, like 20% difference. Now Macron is second term president in France. Last 2 decades, one of the president elect second term. And he is welcoming whole of the world and also United States to doing business with France. But other things, France is not 100% supporting us against Russia. Do you have any clue? Do you have any voice for that?
I'm really hoping that, Macron, he's apparently more left than Le Pen. I mean, like, so it is kind of like a victory for democracy because, the far right candidates like Trump are enemies of democracy, not just here in the United States, but throughout the world. So, like, yes, the Democrats are far from perfect. Macron is far from perfect. I get that. But, again, like, we can talk personalities, we can talk politicians, we can talk parties or country, but it's always the same, who's pulling his strings? It's the rich. The rich in France, just like the rich in the United States, are pulling the string of Biden in this administration. So, again, but, right now, France, there are things going on in the world that are interesting, but I think we need to focus on imprisoning Trump. That is, because if we fail to do that, it doesn't matter what happens in France, in Africa, anywhere in the world. If we let Trump go free, then it's anarchy. And we need to focus on that more. The media needs to focus on that. We need to keep talking about it and talk about it more and more, explain to people that Trump lied to the American people. The 2020 election was not stolen. He lied to them so that he could incite them to attack the Capitol, which happened. They killed people. He needs to be put in prison so we can start this process of reformation that you're referring to. If this doesn't happen, nothing happens.
George, one things from right-wing leaders is like Russian territorial leaders and Middle Eastern some territorial leaders. They try to attack all democracy. Last night, from Lebanon, Beirut, to Israel, Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, they they fight with that rocket. They send the rocket and destroy so many business in Israel. And Israel threw out the missile in Tel Aviv. Last night, this kind of drama going on. So see, the Russia, they try to, attack our ally, our friends, through Middle Eastern nation. So what is America going to do? And what is, if in case they start war, what is America going to do and what is Israel going to do? Already Middle East in fire. Last 2 decades. Again, going to start new things, new subject, new chapter. George?
Well, that's up to the rich. If that's what the rich want and we don't resist it, that's what's going to happen. And again, I can't stress enough. If we're going to fight back against the rich so that that doesn't happen, it has to start with imprisoning Trump. Yes, I get there are problems throughout the world, injustices, perils, threats. But let's focus on this. Let's focus on this one because again, if we don't meet this one, the rest is gone. Okay, we can't solve global poverty, we can't solve climate change, we can't solve everything. So let's go through the argument against Trump.
Other thing.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
If it's unreasonable, he's going to be before a jury, and the jury is going to be asked, is it reasonable to believe that he expected that his crowd, just standing outside of the Capitol, would do anything to stop the certification? The jury will be asked, is that a reasonable thing to believe Trump was thinking? And naturally, they're going to say, of course it's not reasonable. Nobody who's reasonable would think that a group of people just standing outside of the Capitol would influence the proceedings inside. So the jury would decide he must have intended them to attack. Nor that is the first argument. The first argument against Trump, of course, is that he lied to millions of people about the right to be stolen. But the second act was his inciting this violence. And how do we know? How are we sure that it was his intention that they attacked? Because for 3 hours he refused to stop the attack. So that's the case. That's what the world needs to understand. We get that the rich are in power. We get that they control both parties. But what we need to understand now is the arguments that put Trump in prison for the rest of his life.
Viewers, so many things, so many countries is getting totally harassed and disturbed. Like South Sudan and Sudan, they have a fight. They have some kind of ethnic cleansing, and almost 130 people died this morning. Ethiopia, ethnic cleansing. And right now, Mali, they have a army base, Russian army base in Mali. Al-Qaeda attack Russian base, and they took over like a 30 soldier. Al Qaeda people, they took the soldier away from the break, you know. So I don't know what is happening this world. Also, Burkina Faso and Nigeria, they have a problem with Islamic terrorist. This is so many years going on. Also, Nigeria have a blast oil tank by the reserve, and 140 people died and hundreds of people wounded. And now they have another country, peaceful country in South America, El Salvador. Now army take over this morning. They have an emergency. What kind of world we are living? We like to live peaceful, healthy planet. We have to work for climate. We have to work for social. We have to work for human rights, and we have to work for criminal activities. Whatever our good friend George talking about, our ex-president and his follower, they did crime. Every criminal have to be get the punishment, no matter what, they are president or they are something else. If they did crime, they have to get their judgment. This is the world we like to see. Peaceful, loving, viewers. George, our time is end for today. Right now, if you have a last word, please.
Yeah, I mean, like the tragedies you mentioned throughout the world that are happening now, they are tragic. We have to keep in mind, though, that every day, every year for decades, about 30,000 kids under the age of 5 are dying from poverty. And so why are they dying? Because the rich don't care, to develop their country. The rich don't care to help their parents earn a living. So basically, again, these problems we're having now are serious, but 30,000 kids under 5 every day, that's complete, that we need to address that. We need to say to the rich, it is time for you to feed those children.
Thank you, George. Thank you. Viewers, our time is end for today. Global Democracy, Millennium News 24/7. We are talking about globally democracy is destroying some territorial ruler. Every corner in the world, we like to see peaceful, healthy planet for present time, also future generation. If we do not make it, our children, grandchildren, they are blaming us. So we have to do something. Viewers, you can watch Global Democracy on all iOS and Android device. Also all kind of smart TVs like Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku, Toshiba, Sharp, and whatever kind, all kind of smart TVs we are. And also we are on Amazon Stick, Roku Stick, Apple TV. And globally we are Jago BD and Jadu TV. Also Radiant IPTV, locally also so many others boxes. In Europe we are on Sky Network. Viewers, our colleague, friends, they are working round the clock behind of the camera, on the street, outside of the country, danger place, for you. News, views, talk show, documentary, so many others. We respect and honor our colleague and friends, their hard work. Viewers, if you like to support Ukraine, Yemen, Ethiopia, and Syria, also some part of Southeast Asia, like a Rohingya, you can go through us, Millennium Foundation USA.com. Millennium Foundation USA.com. You can use PayPal, credit card, all kind of credit card, also your banking account, whatever you like to support. Viewers, whatever you are, stay peace, love and happiness. Goodbye and take care for today.